over my head, and they done like the "Am I touching you" test. So they got like a little pin, and trust me, you can feel the pin when it touches you, because they poked me in the hand, poked me on my other leg, poked me on my arm, felt all of it, and it, to be fair, actually hurt a little bit. So every time she went, "Am I touching you? Am I touching you?" And the whole time she was jabbing me with my leg all over my right leg, and I didn't feel her touch me one single bit. And then I was like, "Did you even touch me?" And then she looked at my leg and had loads of little red little dots from where she touched me. So I was like, "Great, well, at least we know you're not talking shit. Like, we know you can't feel your leg." And it was kind of that motorbike crash that made me look at everything in a completely different way, because back then I never thought about teaching people. I never thought about opening my own, like, or going solo or doing courses or, you know, doing all these different things. Because I had it so easy at the time, I was like, I don't need to do anything. Like, I've got life figured out, you know. And I was only 20 at the time when this happened. So I was about 20 when I had my motorbike crash, and that was when I kind of really started to be like, do you know what? Like, I could have gone like that. I could have just, because I genuinely to this day, I don't know how I escaped that motorbike crash without a scratch on my body, and thank fucking God for looking after me for that, because I have no idea how that happened, but it happened. But I've always been one where I always believe something happens for a reason. It's probably cringy. But I've always believed that something happens for a reason. So I believe that crash happened for a reason, because if it wasn't for me having that crash, I wouldn't have been laying in hospital, doing nothing, talking to no one, and had all that time to think about what it is I really want to do. And what I really wanted to do was start my own thing and teach people what I know, because how I saw it was that there was so many, like, this is when, like, Instagram traders are starting to come on board. And what pisses me off more than anything is you get a lot of Instagram traders and they flaunt a Lamborghini, they can flaunt a mansion, they can flaunt like holidays and all this kind of stuff. But I personally was like, right, okay, yeah, you've got money, but can you teach someone? And that's what I thought was more beneficial than you sitting in a Lamborghini getting a picture taken. Do you know what I mean? So that's when I thought, these people, yeah, fair enough, you're doing well, but you're not teaching no one. All you're doing is just chucking them shit all the time. And I never wanted to do that. Where I found so many people, had like a really bad experience with Forex before, and I knew full well it can be really beneficial. So that's why I was like, well, what I wanted to do was revolutionise the Forex name as such. So it's not got Forex is all them Instagram traders and flaunting all their cars and all these private jets and all this crap, basically. I wanted to show them the truth behind Forex, what it takes to be a trader. And like for me right now, I now live at home with my mum. That doesn't mean I'm not doing well, you know, because the reason why I live here is because in return I pay like £350 a month for rent. So for me, it's so cheap to live here. I mean, I've got nothing, I've got my car and, you know, all that kind of stuff, but, you know, everyone's got a car and they always pay their car. But the reason why I don't want to move out, I can easily move out into a really nice house, get a much better car, get a much bigger house, much bigger driveway, go on loads of holidays if I want to. I don't like doing that. I personally like this little room is literally like a little 4x4 room, tiny, but this is where my passion is. Like, this is what I love doing. And I get a lot of people say, well, if you had a lot of money, if you were doing well as a trader, you should have this, you should have that, you should have this, you should have that. The reason why they're saying that is because they've seen these other traders flaunt all their lifestyles. Fair enough, they might be doing slightly better than me, but you never know that. If there's two pictures where it's got like obviously like the poor mindset and the rich mindset, and it was like a poor person earning 10 grand a month, and somehow they managed to spend all that 10 grand a month on their lifestyle because they had a really expensive car, like a Lamborghini. They live in a really expensive house, so the mortgage or the rent or whatever it is you're paying is really high. and then the rest of their money they're using to go on, you know, a holiday a month, or they're using it to stay in expensive places and all this kind of stuff. I earn a good amount of money. I'm not saying I don't. I do earn a decent amount of money, and I hate talking about how much I earn. But it's a good amount of money, and it's enough money that if I wanted to retire and not do a thing, I can retire and not lift a finger ever again in my life if I wanted to. But I don't want to do that because this is what I love to do, you know? So that's one when people say, oh, you must be doing shit, you must be doing this, you must be doing that. It's bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. My passion is to teach people and to revolutionise V4X name. And that sounds pathetic and gimpy, but that's personally what I want to do. Genuinely, that's what I want to do. So that's when I started Harrison's 4X Signals. And the reason why I wanted to start it, and the reason why I made it so cheap per month, this is why it's £25 a month, is because I've seen so many other people and they're charging, you know, £75 a month for to learn one thing, and another £70 a month to learn another, and then £150 a month to learn this, and then people stupidly, they're paying all that. But I don't really want people's money as such when it comes to me teaching them. The only reason why I charge £25 a month is for my time. Because if you have any questions, you ask me and I answer them. If you want any help with something, you ask me and I help you, you know? So for me, you're not, I mean, and as well as that, adding to that, the amount of education I put into the group, as well as doing these videos, no other group I've ever seen does this. Hence why, right now, that's why I stood out. In total, across 3 channels, I managed to get over 1,000 subscribers so quickly, and it's now like the 4th month of me doing this. And the reason why people are coming to me is because, for one, how cheap it is, and 2, the kind of personal vibe you kind of get. I mean, I like everyone to feel as comfortable and as welcome and as knowledgeable as everyone else. I don't want someone to feel segregated because they don't know something, or I don't want to give someone else more attention because they have a pair of tits and the other geezer's got an ugly spot on his face or something like that. I'm not that kind of person. I've always been one to... I treat everyone the exact same. You know, if you treat me with respect, I treat you with respect. If you're a nice guy, I'll treat you like a nice guy. If you're a nice girl, I'll treat you like a nice girl. If you treat me like a dickhead, guess how I'm going to treat you? I always give people what they give me in return. So I'm always a lovely guy, but until you kind of take the piss as such, you're on my bad list, basically. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't really want to keep this on too long. I don't really know how long the video's been on for so far. So if you watched all of it, fair play to you, because I might have bored you. But yeah, that was kind of I guess, my story. I mean, along the lines, I guess I forgot to kind of mention like profits and losses. So one question I get quite often is, what was my most profitable day? And the most profitable day I've ever had just from trading was just over 5.5 grand. My biggest loss that I've ever taken was about 3 grand in one day. But even then, the reason why I've missed out quite a few bits is because I've either done it in the psychology video or I've done it in the rich mindset, poor mindset videos. But trading really is, if you've got this far, fair play, trading really is mindset. It's 10% skill, 10%, I don't know, luck, and then 80%, in my opinion, psychology. It's your psychology that makes you a good trader. And the reason why I feel like I'm that good as such, I hate saying I'm good, but that's, you know, I have to sometimes. But because I've always lived off the metaphor, I mean, my favourite metaphor today, and this is how I kind of describe myself and my work ethic, is this. So if me and you got on a treadmill, the only 2 things that will ever happen is either you'll quit or I'm going to die on the treadmill. And basically what this means is, I don't care how hard I have to work, I will give my 100%, I will give my 1,000,000%, no matter what. So if me and you are in competition with each other, you're not going to win, because I will make sure, if you're working 13 hours a day, I'll make sure I work 14 hours a day. if you're now going to try and work 15 hours a day, I'll make sure I work 16. I will make sure that I'm always one step ahead of every single person around me, no matter what kind of graft I've got to do, sacrifices I've got to make. And I've sacrificed so much. I mean, when I was 18, the friends I had to kind of get rid of because they weren't on the same path as me. Like they all wanted the normal lifestyle where you get a job, you know, you start a family, you get a house and all this kind of stuff. And for me, I didn't want to do that. My dad always used to tell me I was a goldfish in a pond full of tadpoles, meaning I've always been one to stand out in a crowd, I guess, if you guys can relate. So I never really wanted to be like everyone else. I always wanted something to happen with my life. And sometimes it's hard. I mean, the amount of people I've had before on social media and stuff, you get all the trolls and the bullies and all this kind of stuff. The amount of people I get that say stuff to me and have said stuff to me over the past couple of years is absolutely disgusting. But if you want to be someone in life or get somewhere in life, you're going to have 90% of people hate you for it. And the reason why they hate you, and everyone says it's jealousy, which part of it is, but they hate you because you have the same amount of hours in a day as they do. You know, you've got a brain, they've got a brain. You've got two hands, they've got two hands. You know, I've got a phone, they've got a phone. They have the exact tools that I have. They don't like the fact that I'm using my tools to benefit me. They're using their tools to luxury themselves, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I guess I don't, like I said, I hate talking about myself. It's one of my pet hates. But if you do feel I missed anything out, or you want me to elaborate on some things that happened in my life, or where I either went wrong or where I either went right, I mean, just send me a message and I'll just answer it there and then. Because like I said, I hate talking about myself, and I don't want this video to run on too long, because you'll probably see how long the video is and be like, nah, fuck that, I'd rather watch Peaky Blinders or some shit like that, I don't know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. That's kind of my brief story. It's not the whole story, but it's my introduction to myself, I guess. So if you liked it, happy days. If you didn't, I'm sorry for wasting your time. But yeah, hope you all have a good weekend, and looking forward to cracking on the markets on Monday. See you later.